It's NBS Television, your political command center. A very good morning to you this Thursday. My name is Mebo Tuegumiezake. Always excited to be here on Thursdays and Fridays. And the breakfast meeting this morning, our conversation is going to be widening the scope on the information that is surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic, but even more importantly, to tighten the preventive measures of the COVID-19 pandemic using ICT. How? Well, Roke Telkom, which is a Uganda-based telecommunications firm, received 100 million shillings. I was telling myself, remember not to say $100 million. 100 million shillings from the Ministry of ICT to kickstart the COVID-19 tracker. What the COVID-19 tracker does, how it's going to benefit you, me, and of course the Ministry of Health and all the stakeholders to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. The person to tell us all that and more is Mauricia Kayizzi, Mrs. Yeah, I'm emphasizing that. She is the head of product and business intelligence at Roke Telkom. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mabel.
Yeah,
glad to be here.
Okay.
Good morning, viewers.
All right. And of course, probably let's know more or a little bit about Roke Telkom before we even talk about the COVID-19 tracker and the 100 million shillings.
Okay, Roke Telkom is a Uganda-based ISP. We've been in existence for 14 years. We deal with data products, with voice products, and our target market is the businesses and the home users. So we have different products that we cater and provide for the different customers. So we provide internet, to be short.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to go into it, dig in and say, oh, what is the COVID-19 tracker and all that? But at the same time, my mind is thinking this grant awarded to Roke Telkom. Like amongst all the telecommunications, companies in Uganda, it's Roke Telkom. Yeah? Okay, so let's first dig into COVID-19 tracker. What is this?
Okay. I'll first probably go through the process that it took to be awarded for this award.
Mm-hmm.
So we started off with 918 different projects that were submitted to the Ministry of ICT. These were narrowed down to 220 projects. Narrowed down in the third round to 60 projects where we were required to present to the Ministry of ICT through a Zoom call. And from there, they selected 45 projects, including ours, that they feel are the most likely to succeed in both the Ugandan market, the African market, and globally. So we are really honored to be a recipient of this award. If you get into what the COVID tracker, back to your question, what the COVID tracker is. It's an integrated digital platform that will be able to get all the data from different sources. It's geared towards the Ministry of Health. It has different stakeholders. It's the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of ICT, and other ministries and security agencies. So they'll be able to put data into this digitalized platform, and they'll be able to use this platform to quickly identify the people that have been infected, be able to monitor them, isolate them, and smart quarantine them.
Okay, well, a reminder, as you continue watching the breakfast meeting, we're talking about expanding the information on not only COVID-19, but also the preventive measures using ICT. And of course, the conversation is about the COVID-19 tracker. Roke Telkom, a reminder, has actually won the award of 100 million Uganda shillings to kickstart this project, which was selected by the National ICT Initiatives Support Program as one of the 45 startup projects that is having the best chance of hitting Uganda, African, and also the global market. Now, this is huge for a country that is fighting the COVID-19 pandemic. And of course, if you can imagine, from the time in March when there was a lockdown until this particular period when the country has also received the first phase of the COVID-19 vaccine, this is a project that we should be excited about and also continue to learn what the COVID-19 tracker is going to be helping or even benefiting Ugandans. We're going to continue this conversation with the head of product from Roke Telkom, that is Mauricia Kayizzi. So let's continue the conversation.
Thank you.
So you were highlighting more about the COVID tracker and what it does?
Yes, I was letting you know what it is. If I go into a little bit of the technical jargon, I'll try to make it simple for everyone to understand. So basically, it will be using a lot of AI and ML algorithm in the background in order to be able to provide the ministries and the stakeholders information that is data-driven, because it's all about digitalizing, automating the process to make it easier to make decisions and to make it easier to identify the people that are infected, smart quarantine them, smart testing, and be able to eradicate COVID-19 much faster.
Okay. Is this, for example, we usually hear Ministry of Health officials talking about contact tracing and then information that keeps coming in. So they're using these systems to be able to do that?
Yes, it's a good thing you actually brought up contact tracing, because the COVID-19 tracker is a digitalized contact tracing platform. That's what it's going to do. So with the move of towards Uganda Vision 2040, we are trying to, or the Ugandan government is pushing industry to digitalize all the information, so put a lot of data towards decision making. And by using a COVID-19 tracker kind of platform, this would be a huge step towards digitalizing. And if you're wondering what AI ML algorithm is, imagine when you get into the internet and you're trying to get into a secure website and it has that capture incidents. So it's trying to figure out, are you a human being? You know, are you secure? Trying to, so that is AI.
Are you a robot?
Yes, are you a robot? You know, so that is AI in the background. It is teaching the computer to make decisions. So the next time the computer sees a picture of a car, it will be able to know, because it has been given data in the background, to know that this is actually a car. So this COVID tracker is using that kind of algorithm in the background to be able to make decisions on who's infected and how to smart quarantine, how to isolate, smart test the different individuals.
Okay, so I kept mentioning that this is huge for all of us, or even for a country like Uganda. How make Ugandans understand how developmental this is actually going forward?
Thank you. Actually, if it's implemented in its entirety, we can see this reducing the impact of the economic shock, you know, because Ugandans will be able to go about their normal business. They'll be able to go to work. Children will be able to go to school. Will be able to remain, the businesses will be able to remain open, because you only quarantine, there'll be no need for lockdowns, because you only quarantine those that are infected. And it's data driven that these people are infected. And then you're able to tell, say in the last 14 days, who are the people that have been around these particular individuals, because you've fed all this information into a platform and it's able to give you all this information. You know, it's data that's coming from different organizations and stakeholders. So for example, it's coming from telecom, it's coming from search engines like Google, it's coming from the different search engines that you transactions that you made, payment transactions, restaurants. So it's able to know who the infected people are and how to be able to really smart quarantine those individuals. So you don't have to lock down the whole nation like we had to do. So that is the beauty of the COVID tracker.
Is there any way that individual citizens can actually help to better this process or even ease this process? Or it's the giants, that are actually involved?
Well, the way data works and the way to be able to create this huge platform or search engine or data engine, you need to be able to get data sources from big engines. So, for example, you need to be able to get data sources from the Ministry of Health, from telecom. So it's a huge set of data that gets into the platform in order to make decisions. How can Ugandans help? Well, it will help Ugandans.
Like if I have any information or whatever, can I actually pass it on? How do I pass it on? Are there websites? Or if I go to the website, what do I do? Or if I come across the COVID tracker, what do I do? Things like that.
Okay, right now it's actually not developed.
Yeah.
We're in the process of getting the funding. And what the funding will do for us is it will be able to create a prototype that will showcase this innovative development to the different ministries and stakeholders so that we can show them the value of that, so we can build the whole thing in its entirety. You know, so it has not been developed. This is still a work in progress, but we do appreciate the Ministry of ICT for endorsing Roke and for letting the country and the world know that it is important to support local farms, Uganda-based owned farms, in order to partner up with different international organizations and companies to bring skills that Ugandans don't have and skills that will really help push Uganda towards digitalization and towards Vision 2040.
We kept mentioning stakeholders. It's kind of like the constant, but does that also answer to your previous answer? Does it also speak to if you're partnering with any other company to actually work on this COVID tracker solution, or it's all Roke Telkom?
No, actually, we are partnering with an international company. It's called FSJ Solutions. And FSJ is a Danish company. Their goal is really, they're very centralized towards data analytics, data science, and different solutions that they get from around the world, and they try to bring them to areas where they're in short supply, like Uganda. So we are partnering with them to use their Cogniware Insights software, which is the platform or the engine that will be behind the COVID tracker. So we're going to use that software, and we're going to localize it. Roke will localize it and adapt it to the Ugandan market. And of course, all the skills and futuristic skills that are involved, data science and all that, will be transferred to Ugandans. So that's the advantage.
Okay, I earlier mentioned that, of course, it started yesterday. The COVID-19 vaccination started yesterday, and now we're talking about the COVID-19 tracker solution. So how is this going to harmonize with the vaccination that started yesterday and still ongoing?
Okay, that's a good question. Yes, the vaccination started yesterday, and the COVID-19 tracker, okay, imagine for a minute that the COVID-19 tracker was already developed right now, right? I can see it giving data, being able to digitally get into the platform and be able to know exactly who you're going to vaccinate. Automatically be able to identify the different individuals, the different hotspots, and smart vaccinate Uganda, you know. I mean, that would be quite powerful, I believe. And the vaccine plus the COVID tracker, because the COVID tracker, the aim is to really reduce infection from the word go, so rapidly and effectively reduce infection. So you combine that with being able to boost the immunity through vaccination. I think that really creates a real good ecosystem of working towards a disease-free nation, which I believe that is the objective.
Yeah. From this conversation, I imagine this should have happened like yesterday, probably even before COVID-19 hit Uganda specifically. But of course, you as Roke Telkom got the award, but you haven't gotten the money yet to actually kickstart. So how soon should we expect this to actually take effect?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure the answer to that. We have already submitted our inception report to the Ministry of ICT, because you go through steps in order to, even after you've received the award, you go through steps, and there are some milestones that you need to hit, or need to show them the different milestones that you're going to hit. So we've already submitted the inception report. They're going through a review process to understand the inception report, and then they'll provide feedback. So we are not sure yet, but we're hoping this happens soon, and then we can develop the prototype so that we can showcase that to the different ministries and the stakeholders.
Okay. What does this say about Uganda's future? Of course, other countries already have been tracking, you know, the COVID-19, and I can't say we're late because it's true that it's never too late anyway. Yeah, but what does it say about going forward, especially with ICT and, of course, in this smart world that we're living in today?
Well, it shows that Uganda and the Ministry of ICT and the Ugandan government are willing to invest into local companies that have the solutions. If you show that you have potential of success, you have projects that actually have a viability of success, then the Ministry of ICT is futuristic and is willing to fund you. So I think this is a great step for Uganda.
Okay, so can we go into the future already, fast track into the future and emphasize and re-echo to Ugandans how they will be able to access the COVID-19 tracker when, when it's there?
The tracker will actually not be available for the general public. As you can imagine, the data in there is very sensitive data. It's data that is individualized. It's about people's lives. So this has to be protected and secured.
For only the ministry?
It's only for the ministries and other stakeholders, that security agencies, people that really have a reason to access this data. If you want to make a data-driven decision in order to stop a pandemic, that is legitimate reason for you to access this particular platform. So what we're saying is we're going to create a platform that will be available for the ministries to be able to make those decisions quickly. So you don't have to lock down the country, you don't have to stop schools, because you can easily smart quarantine, smart test, and smart vaccinate the nation.
Okay. So your final remark from Roke Telecom, and of course, as we continue waiting and hoping that this happens soon so that you get the money soon and actually kickstart this.
Yeah, thank you. I think what I'll say is actually two initiatives that Roke is working on right now. So we don't talk about the future. Let's talk about things that we're trying to launch this very month. Roke is bringing out a new and updated self-care portal for our customers. So we're giving the customers more control over their account. You're able to top up your accounts, you're able to monitor your tickets, you're able to do so much more with the new and improved self-care portal. Another initiative that I want to talk about is a product actually that we are launching this month. It's the Roke Cloud Video Surveillance Solution. We're calling it RCVS. And what that is, it's going to give camera security solutions as a product that we're offering to the businesses. And the huge advantage to this is you're going to be able to store your footage on the cloud. So no more NVRs to be stolen. So the footage will be on the cloud going through the Roke internet. Then, yes, well, lastly, I do want to thank the Ministry of ICT for honoring us with this award. You know, it's not every day that locally grown, Ugandan-owned best companies get these kinds of awards. So we are very appreciative. And yes, Ugandans, let's keep the SOPs and let's kick COVID out of the nation.
And we can say it was tight competition, right?
Yes, from 980 submissions to 45. So yes, it was tight competition.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and of course we hope to see this sooner than today. And let's thank Mauricia Kayizzi, Mrs. Mauricia Kayizzi, the head of product and BI at Roke Telecom. Thank you so much for being part of this breakfast meeting. We'll be here same time again tomorrow. My name is Mebo Tuegumye Zake. No more programming continues.